guys, welcome back to the channel, and today we're doing something a little bit different. No matches, no decks. This is the thing that I've been hyping, especially during lives, and this is going to be the top 10 cards that we're going to be missing through rotation. But yeah, so if you're new to the channel, give us a subscribe. If you like what you see, give us a thumbs up. Comment below any cards you think I've missed. So, and then if there's enough of them, maybe I can do a commenters version of this. And make sure you hit that bell. Make sure you subscribed. But yeah, so this is my top 10-ish cards that are going that we're losing through rotation. Okay, guys. So here at number 10. It's not just this card, it's its entire deck. We are losing Lost March. This is why I said ish. They're my rules, so I will choose how I do it. So this is an archetype that we're losing. The Lost March deck was nowhere near as annoying as some decks. It had so much potential to be great, never really hit those highs, but so many people played it, and to bring back the Lost Zone. But yeah, very good deck. So yeah, that's my number 10. Number 9, guys, is the big Beetle himself. Buzzwole, Baby Buzzwole, when we had Buzzwole GX. This thing came out in a pre-release, and pretty much if you got this in your pre-release, you won, because everyone talks about if they're using a fighting deck or a rainbow energy deck or now an aurora energy deck, that sledgehammer turn. When your opponent has 4 prize cards, this does 120 for a single energy on a single prize Pokemon. This thing was super meta at one point. It just was everywhere. It was classed as a Pikarom counter, just on the pure fact that you get that once they've taken 2 prizes, this one-shot Pikarom with no added buffs. So, but yeah, so this is my number 9, and it's gonna be a shame to see this one go. Okay, so coming in at number 8, it's 3 cards. Couldn't separate them. But we have 3 Prism Stars. So the Diancie Prism Star, which every fighting deck has used, adding 20 more damage to attacks. It really, it was just a great support Pokemon. Every stage 1 deck has had a Ditto Prism Star in it, and we're losing this. This almighty evolution being able to beat any stage 1 Pokemon. Absolutely fantastic. Helped fossil decks out amazingly well. And recently, since Welder's come into it, and we're losing Victini Prism as well, and this thing still holds quite good value in trade. But no, this Infinity, 20 times the amount of fire energy in your discard pile, and it recycles them all back in. That's, these are 3 big Pokemon, although all of them are quite tiny. But no, big cards that we're going to be losing, and all 3 are very good in their own ways. This for the attack and the recycling, Diancie for the power boost, and Ditto just for the sheer changeability of it. The amount of variety added to your decks. So, but yeah, so this is my number 8 slot, and it's the 3 Prism Stars of Ditto, Diancie, and Victini. So, and here we go, guys. Number 7 on my list is Fiery Flint. Now, again, this thing, it came out in Dragon Majesty. No one really thought much about it. Fire decks weren't really about, and then suddenly we had Welder, and this thing made Welder decks fantastic yet again. Being able just to discard any 2 cards and go grab 4 fire energy, welder them on, attach a 3rd, that made pretty much most fire decks run really well. But yeah, this is a big card in fire decks to be losing. They've still got giant hearth and things, but this as an item just to be able to throw down at any point, it will be missed by a lot of welder decks. So, but yeah, you know, it's going, but fire decks will still carry on. Yeah, if you've seen anything about what's being released, fire decks are fine. So, but yeah, they just lose a little bit of the engine. But this is a big card for that very meta deck. So, and here at number 6, we have Custom Catcher. Now, this thing, when we lost Guzma, we had no gusting. We had a couple of Pokemon with abilities, but they're very specific to their decks. But then along came Custom Catcher, which had the benefit of being a draw, replacing Oranguru, being able to draw up to 3 in hand, but the playing 2 and just going and grabbing any Pokemon you wanted with no coin flip, just you had to have the 2 particular pieces in your hand. The only item gusting we have now is back to a coin flip, so we are losing this. And I think there's quite a few decks that are going to miss this because Boss's Orders is a supporter, and you don't really want to be basing your game win, possibly, you know, Guzma for win was such a massive thing before it rotated. You're not really wanting to base your gust for a win on a coin flip. But yeah, so this is one that, again, it's a big loss to the format. I think I'm going to say this a lot, especially as now we're going into that top 5. You know, I think each one now is going to be a bigger and bigger impact. So, but yeah, so this is my number 6. Okay, guys, and this one for me, number 5, Mysterious Treasure, Pokemon Search, that was just, since it was released, it's been in the meta. It's been a meta card. You've had it in Malamar decks, Rayquaza decks. You've had it in I've even seen in some ADP decks, ADPZ, so they can automatically Metal Source the energy straight onto Zacian. This card has been, since its release, has been in the meta. This is top quality card. Pokemon Search, discarding. This thing is just like right up there. And Dragon and Psychic decks. Psychic decks, I remember when I first started, Psychic decks didn't get a whole lot of love, and with this and other things, they certainly got really pushed. So, but yeah, so Mysterious Treasure, number 5, and we're losing it. Painful. And in at number 4, I'm going to break my rules again. I'm going for another core of decks, and that is electric decks. Electric decks are going to get really hit. It feels like going into rotation, we're losing Zeraora, that free retreat. Nothing really else about it. I mean, when it first came out, it was a good card. It had its own free retreat if you get 2 of these, you know, and that GX of being able to charge up was really cool. But Pikarom, and then it got Raichu. Really, this card made the deck the difference. And yeah, we have switch and things, but it's going to slow it down a little bit. Also, we're losing Electro Power, which is going to cap Pikarom's power ridiculously. You know, being able to just play one of these, add 30, play 2, 60, 90, and add up to 120, which meant your full blitz was hitting 270. So, and the GX was going up to 320 plus 170 on the bench. So, but yeah, Electro Power going, that is a big loss in electric lightning decks, electric decks, however you want to say it. Again, Thunder Mountain. So this pains me because anyone who's watched the channel, you know, Pikarom, love the deck, and it's going to be quite an interesting thing for me to kind of try and work a post rotation build of Pikarom. it's doable, but it's going to be a bit of a task, bit of a working out session. But Thunder Mountain, this reducing your electric attacks by 1 lightning energy. Just, you know, Pikarom using its first move 2 energy, which meant you could full blitz turn 1 pretty much guaranteed as long as you get this card out on the field. Full blitz turn 1. Or being able to Raichu with a full blitz and a single attachment to do the GX attack. It was just, this card, stupidly good. And then also the search card for electric decks, Volkner. This thing, search deck for a lightning energy and any item. You know, this was just this is ridiculously good. You could set your entire board up off a single supporter, and we have search, but nothing as very much geared to the lightning decks. Pikarom, Nuzzlechew, you could use this just to go and grab. You know, this was what made it so you had that energy you wanted that turn, and you had your E-power that turn. You know, bang, done, go. And yeah, so again, big card to go. So yeah, my number 4, I would have put it higher because it's Pikarom, but I try to be fair and balanced. Yeah, so my number 4 is electric decks that are just going to get big hits when it comes to rotation. So yeah, on to our top 3 now. And here at number 3, one of the most meta-defining decks of recent memory anyway. We had all of our big tag team Pokemon, but the one that's always stayed is Malamar decks. People hate playing against Malamar decks, and it's that energy acceleration. It's this coming back from the discard pile. You're never getting rid of it, and it's doing damage. And here at number 3, we have Malamar decks. Another deck that I'm going to do. Malamar, this thing, since it came in to the game, this thing has just been rife everywhere. It doesn't matter what decks are meta or top tier, there's always Malamar decks running around upsetting people. And it's because of what they paired them with, which is Giratina. This thing comes from the discard pile, spread some damage, knock it out. Alright, that's that guy. No, it's coming back and it's going to do the same again, and then Malamar would just charge it back up again. This thing is just, has always been. I loved playing Malamar decks. And also with Malamar decks, we got the Ultra Necrozma. Was seen when tag teams were first being kind of released as what single prize standard GX Pokemon could take out big tag teams, and this was actually kept in that list, you know, because it's got untapped. However many energy you can get on this, that's how much it's hitting for. And this thing going is like, this is one of the big hitters that we are going to lose because of rotation. Amazing deck, the Malamar deck with the Giratina and having the Ultra Necrozma in there. This was just, it is going to be a very different. Psychics, I think, are really going to struggle. Just losing this card, this rare card, this 90 HP, does nothing else but sit on your bench. But what a job it did on the bench. And yeah, Psychic decks are, again, the pace is going to be slowed unless you play Fire decks. But no, Psychic decks are really going to miss this. So I will be playing Malamar a lot whilst I still can in standard. So, but yeah, Malamar going, the Malamar decks that everyone was using, this is going to be missed. And here we go, guys, at number 2. Now this tell me a deck that this wasn't in. If it had Jirachi, it had this in. Escape Board has just been everywhere, and that is a slot everyone's got to fiddle about with now. But yeah, so Escape Board, what a card. Being able to retreat for one less cost, which gave a lot of Pokemon it was thrown on free retreat. And it didn't matter if it was asleep or paralyzed, it was still able to retreat for free. So it's like, this was made for the Jirachi from Team Up. Like, the two just went perfectly hand in hand. And yeah, so Jirachi from Team Up needs a little bit of a tweaking now. Being able to still do your Stellar Wishes and turn after turn. People are working it. But no, Escape Board, what a card. You know, you think about cards that every deck has had in, and this is pretty much in. There's not many decks that didn't have an Escape Board in. So yeah, that's why it's at my number 2. I mean, this thing just bang, went everywhere. So, but yeah, so before I give you my number 1 pick for what we're losing through rotation, I'm going to give you a few honourable mentions, things that couldn't quite make the list, or other people suggested to me. I was like, oh wow, yeah, losing that. So yeah, here come my honourable, my honourable mentions. Okay, guys, so here are cards that kind of could have made the list, but I just didn't think had that top 10 strength. So starting off, Spell Tag. This thing, Psychic Dex, yet again, being able to ping those damage counters wherever you wanted. It seems Psychic's been a lot about the spread. So, but no, this was made people worry about hitting into you, where you would put it. They were very careful about where the damage was being put out. So yeah, a Spell Tag could win you the game. These 4 damage counters could win you games. So yeah, that Psychic decks are losing a big tool there. Speaking of tools, Metal Frying Pan. This thing for Metal Pokemon made it so they could at least compete with Reshizard. You know, taking 30 less damage, brilliant. No weakness. That's just, this thing went in 4 of every metal deck. Here, have it, because you knew you were going to come up against fire decks, and this at least gave some sort of balance to playing field. But yeah, so metal decks losing this weakness, because we had Ultra of the Sun, which gave fire and metal Pokemon no weakness. Then we had this, and now there's weakness energy, which is your energy attachment for turn. So yeah. A lot of them, so if you're playing Zacian V, that needs 3 metal energies. There's no colorless energy in there, so it makes them slightly more, it balances out the biggest deck right now. Balances out the biggest attacking threat anyway. So, but yeah, so it finally has a weakness. Also, didn't quite make my top 10. I love the Ultra Beasts. I love them as an archetype. How all the GXs were based around, like their GX moves were based around a prize card kind of interaction, and it didn't stop with Beast Ring. You know, you got onto your Beast Ring turns. Everyone used these terms, the Beast Ring turn. You know, when your opponent went to 3 or 4, which meant that it was fine during just GXs, it was fine during tag teams. You know, if they knocked out one of your big Pokemon, you could Beast Ring 2 basic energies onto one of your Ultra Beasts, and off you went, and you could chain these. So you could get 8 energy out of the deck if you managed to get all 4 in your hand. So, but no, Beast Ring, very close to my top 10, but it's not seen so much play as of late, as the Ultra Beast kind of faded off, kind of with Buzzwole leaving the through rotation, and the tag teams kind of taking it. Beast Ring's not seen the most amount of play. But that's the only thing that kept it out of top 10. And speaking of Ultra Beasts, Naganadel, this thing, what a card. Charging up ability, once during your turn, bringing energy from your discard. So if you had anything that was based around how much energy you had in play, this was it. If you needed anything to switch energy from, this was it. Also, Turning Point, again based on prize cards. It's an Ultra Beast. If you have 3 prize cards, you doubled it up to 160 hit, which one-shotted Mew Mew. This was a great Mew Mew counter. So, you know, if you were playing a Mew Mew deck yourself, you could throw that up, let that get knocked out by the opposing Mew Mew, and then this would come in and just clean up. So, but yeah, so Naganadel, the charging up ability, and the fact that this saw a lot more play than its GX counterpart. Maybe not so much the newest Naganadel GX, but the original. This saw so much more play. So, and then also in my honourable mentions, my darling of a deck. I absolutely love this untapped. Just, you don't win worlds if you're a bad card. If it's a bad card, and this thing took worlds and smashed it when it first was released. Stormy Wind's ability, discarding your top 3 cards, attach an energy to it, Dragon Break, 30 times the amount of grass and electric energy you had all over your field, and this has had reincarnation after reincarnation after reincarnation. This was a massive deck, and we haven't really got anything similar like that has this energy acceleration, this big hitting attack. And then Tempest GX was just draw power from a GX attack, discard your hand, draw 10 cards, thank you. And you'd usually try and get yourself down to a really low size hand before that. And then a card that has made it into my honourable mentions is the Sticky Membrane Goomy. Stall decks absolutely love this little 40 HP useless slug. None of its evolutions. No, we didn't go there. No. Goomy, just to be able to say your opponent's active Pokemon, they have to add more energy to their attack. And this was played in so many stall decks. It would just hammer people, like, really? And they played so much around it to support it. This card was dirty. I don't like it. Sad to see it go because it is a slug, but you know, slugs, it's a cool slug. But I won't be sad to not see it on a standard game again, because this always, they pull up something you didn't want energy on and they slap this in there. Oh, it's horrible card. But yeah, so Goomy, he's going now. It's fine. But yeah, so Goomy's going, Stall deck's going to suffer. Yes. And here it is, guys, my #1 pick, and it couldn't have been anything else. One massive card we are losing through rotation is the best draw support we had. We lost N, and then we had a little bit of a lull all the way up to Ultra Prism, and then we got Cynthia. Now this was the draw card for at least 2 seasons, where we didn't really have a whole lot else. We got some kind of gimmicky cards in Copycat. Judge was still about, although we are losing Judge. But we have Marnie, which is Judge but better. But no, so Cynthia's going, and there's not a lot you can say about this. It's perfect draw. Play your hand down as much as you can. If you haven't got anything, shuffle everything back in and draw 6. You know, we lost N, we lost Sycamore, and we had a massive gap in draw. And this is what we got, Cynthia, and it was fantastic. And yeah, so #1 pick, of course it is. Yeah, this brilliant card. But yeah, so that's my top 10, guys. And what I'm going to do is jump into one of my favorite decks, which is Pikarom. So if you want to stick around for that, I'm going to chuck one match at you, Pikarom, and we're going to do that. So, but yes, that's top 10. Any cards you think I've missed, chuck it down in the comments. Like I said, if we get enough cards down there, maybe do a commenters edition of, you know, your guys' top 10s. And so yeah, but I'm going to jump into some Pikarom now, throw that matchup on, show you guys what I love about Pikarom. And yeah, so see you in a minute. Here we go, guys. We're going against the Hype Mare. Okay. As always, Pikarom want to be going second. They're going to let's go second. Yeah. Okay. What are we looking at here? Go get my Pikaroms and stuff. We're looking good. And we got a hand of things with loot about 50-50. Come on down. Okay, so Hype Mare playing Dragapult. This is generally a good 50-50 matchup, to be honest. Damage output relatively similar, except they're spreading every turn, but our spread is a big hit. Okay, no, they're not overextending. Okay. Let's have a look what we have in the deck. Let's pull some stuff out of here. We'll go with that. We're going to play the Pikarom down. We're going to play the Raichu down. Speed energy. Don't slow down. Don't slow down. Okay. We'll go and get this. Chuck another energy in. We're going to lose some bits and pieces here. That's fine. We're going to throw this way. Go get these two. I'm going to switch into the Raichu. Put Zero Aura down. We may as well play the E-Power and the Dene. Okay. This is good. We're going to throw away the Volkner. Let's go get us a Boltund. We're going to dance the Ancients, but we have the energy switch in hand. Move that to you. And we will retreat into the Boltund, and we're off. One there. Put the other one there so we can always attach there. And we're doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 190. So if they don't evolve this turn, I'm going to attach. Boss's orders. Go get it. Lightning quick deck. Pardon the pun. Okay, so they got their evolution. They haven't got an energy attachment. Anyone playing this sort of deck where you need 2 energy attachments, get used to it. Okay. Thunder Mountain would be great here. So then I can go into my Raichu. Are you going to stamp me? You are going to stamp me, okay. I had a nice hand, but it's fine. Okay. I mean, my other Bolton is prized. Okay. Right, that's fine. We're going to stop them playing silly games. We got our energy, we got our E-power. So we can now switch into this. I'm going to throw the E-power up. Full blitz. Go get these energies. Throw them onto our Raichu. Gonna switch. I guess Stellar Wish for. Okay, 70's fine. Okay, you still got that in the discard pile. One hammer played. Filling your bench up is fine by me. There's a hammer, miss. There's a second hammer, so that's 3 of them now. Miss? No, okay. Right, well that's by the by. We have energy switches. Probably put it here. Oh no, you're gonna pick on Dedenne. We're gonna Marnie. Tool Scrapper. Let's get rid of that. Draw it out the deck, just give it a good shuffle again. 150, yep, that's enough. Again, constantly just shuffling the deck up. Marnies don't really affect us, they're more to upset our opponent. So, okay. Alright, okay. So this again isn't knocking me out. But we can retreat into the Raichu, hit the Electro Power, Marnie this hand away from them. So we can paralyze them, they're going to shred, that's fine. Play this, we'll attach Marnie, or we could retreat into this, and we're going to Tandem Shock. I have the energy next turn, 20 damage is neither here nor there. And we may see a... Okay, hammers are coming out. That's 4 hammers played now. I've got 3 retreats, so I'm doing 100, taking it up to 340 anyway. You're gonna bop. Yeah. Come on then. Hype mare. Bop. How many of these nets have you played? 2. 2 nets. Uh, 150 does enough. We'll make sure. And there's the victory. That is why I love Pikarom, guys. Lightning quick. Yes, it is. And yeah, so I hope you enjoyed my top 10. Hope you, like I said, any cards you think I've missed, pop them down in that comment section. If you like what you saw, give us a thumbs up. New to the channel, give us a subscribe, and make sure you ding that notification bell so you know when I'm uploading content. Just leaves me to say, stay home, stay safe, stay well, especially with the downpours that I've seen today. Wow. And yeah, live every Thursday, 8 PM UK time. And yeah, take a minute every day for yourself. Think about the good things in life, and I'll see you next time. Bye.